Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Empowered to Grow. This is your host, Hanan Basha. Today, I have a very dear friend of mine, Mahitab Marzouk, who is a self-leadership and mental fitness coach. Well, she's not just that, she's also a fellow self-healing member in my tribe and in our tribe that we created, and we've worked on our own healing our inner child wounds. And thus, I love our conversations. We usually just once we start talking, we just can't stop because there's so many things that we share in common. Mahitab, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Hanan, for inviting me. What a great pleasure seeing you and being on your show. I'm so happy.
Yes, it's been a while since we did our webinar together that we've caught up. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. When I sent you and I said, okay, Mahitab, you have to be on my podcast. I don't know why we delayed it, but anyhow, what does the podcast is Empowered to Grow? What does Empowered to Grow mean to you? How does it resonate with you?
Well, I'm a believer in women and the power of women. And for me, Empowered to Grow is like women need support, need encouragement, need someone to believe in them. And Empowered to Grow is like, I love the word you said, my tribe. Yeah. So you feel you're part of the tribe. You feel there, everyone is trying to do something. Everyone is having his own journey, whether healing journey, whether a journey for happiness, whether a journey for discovering his why. Yes. So it's everyone. So having this like Empowered to Grow is like, we are here together to grow together.
I love that. So you are not only empowered to grow, but you also empower others to grow. Tell us a bit about your story.
I love the fact that I want, it's true. I'm a believer in women. I love to empower women to grow, and I empower anyone, but women in specific is very close. And let's say that this is more related to me and the journey I went through.
Yeah.
So from a career-oriented, marketing-oriented, in multinationals, really I always believed I'd have a career, to suddenly having to travel with my husband, then having kids, and then stopping the career. And this was really a disturbing place. I was like, who am I? What am I doing? Yeah. So you start doing small things. Okay, I'm going to learn another language. So you learn the language. Oh, I'm going to do my master's. But it's all like let's say now that I understand what was pushing me to do these things and what was pushing me not to be satisfied, because I was not satisfied. I was achieving a lot of things, not satisfied. I'll do my master. I learn a language, but I'm not, where am I? Yeah. Even while traveling and being an expat, I was like able to prove myself. I volunteered here. I did things. I'm even to important positions, but yet it was, where was I?
Yes.
Like how to say it, because no one is telling you don't work, or no one is telling you. You're putting the barriers on yourself. You're limiting yourself
because of your own belief system.
I can't work because the kids are young. Who's going to take care of the kids? You might have help, and I had help, so yes. Nothing stopped me from work. Yet no. Unfortunately, my husband travels and every 4 years he's in a country. I cannot have a career. Says who? I said this. No one told me that. So, and I remember when I did my master's, my husband said, okay, but it doesn't, you're a business major. You worked in marketing, and you're doing in professional development. How it relates this? I was like, no, I'll ready to do my PhD and I'm going to teach. When I came to do my PhD, a lot of hurdles came, circumstances.
Yes.
that I never regret right now, because I stayed for a year saying, oh, I was not capable to do my PhD because of
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
pay
You
me money, I'm
created a
not going
story
to do
for
it.
you. Yeah, yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm against people doing PhD, but it was not going to lead me to my why, to my purpose, to what I really want. That was not my path. And surprisingly, in my 40s, middle 40s, this is where I knew what I wanted. It was a journey to lead to what I wanted. So empowered to grow for me is like because I believe women are empowered. Put them in any challenge, they're empowered, they'll do anything. But they need support.
Yes.
And this is where, for me, that's what it really means. It's like to support them, not to go through I call myself, I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted.
Yes.
I will share with you something, a discussion I had with a friend, and you know her, and we were discussing like, what is your hobby? And I told her, I don't have a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what would you like to do? I was complaining, I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied, all of that. So what would you like to do? It's like, I like to speak. I said, okay, you like to speak. So you have to speak about something you're knowledgeable about. When she said you have to speak about something you're knowledgeable about, was start of me thinking what to speak about.
Yeah.
So, and this is how I started this coaching idea, and I started studying and discuss it. Okay, I'm going to coach people to know what women are suffering from and to be able to understand. And yet, I love to speak. That's a fact. But as a coach, I don't speak. And I was love this active listening. I was loving. So, and I was like, I am capable to listen.
Yes.
And to listen well. Oh my God, that leads me to what I want. So right now, my adrenaline rush, because I told my husband, I remember a discussion, I told him, I have no longer have adrenaline rush. Nothing is exciting me. He's like, why? You're living in this good country, your kids are well, everything's like, where am I? I don't have.
Same.
So now a coaching session gives me adrenaline rush. The result is my adrenaline. And it took me a while, but it's like every time is set in a moment.
But I think that's the point, that as women, we are conditioned for the external validation of telling us that these are the things that should give you satisfaction, that should give you the status that you're looking for, the position and everything, versus there reaches a point, and I think it happens a lot beyond the age of 40, where you have a kind of a stance with yourself, and you stop and you say, okay, what satisfies me? And that's where you start actively seeking the internal gratification and fulfillment. And that opens up your mind and horizon to, okay, so what does give me the adrenaline rush? What does give me that kind of excitement of trying and fulfilling something?
You know, when you were talking, what satisfies me? Actually, it was what do I want so it satisfies me and gives me adrenaline rush? What do I really want? I didn't know what I really wanted.
Yes.
It took a journey of self-discovery. It took coaching sessions that I took while studying to reach to what do I really want, and gives me then the adrenaline rush, the satisfaction that gives me the adrenaline rush. Because, you know, when you don't know your why, there is a why. If you don't know your why, it's very hard, because you do things. If these things, whatever you're doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, doesn't lead to your why, you're dissatisfied, you're not happy. Although you might not know what really you're not happy about. And this is what my husband was telling me. What is exactly? It's like, I didn't know my why.
Yeah. But as you said, it's not a quick fix. It's something that really does it takes active engagement, active listening, and it's an exploration journey.
Exactly. I love the word. It says an exploration journey. You know, I remember 3 years ago, I think so, I read for the second time there was the book The Secret,
Yeah.
Rhonda Byrne. And I remember I read it when it was launched. It didn't make sense to me at that time. I was not mature enough at that time to understand this book. Then I read the Secret, then The Power, and then my favorite is her 28, the magic, the 28 gratitude journey. This is one of my, and that's, you know what, a little bit was the start, because it's like there is the concept, whether you believe it or not, that's not the issue, but the gratitude concept, the way it was, and to go into the things you were taking for granted. This helped me a lot in this discovery journey.
Yeah.
Self-discovery, you put it so well, self-discovery journey. And yes, and by the way, nothing of what I did right now at the moment, we are today, 26th of May, I regret anything what I did.
And
I don't regret the past time, the lost time. It could have been earlier, this self-discovery.
It's not lost, Yamahi, that's the point.
Not.
It's not lost, it prepared you for the now.
Exactly.
And it helped you explore things that you now know you don't want, or they don't satisfy you, or they don't fulfill you.
Exactly.
So from that perspective, what advice would you have imparted on your 19-year-old self?
Tell her you're going to make it. You are born to be great, and you're going to make it. There will be hurdles, but these hurdles will make you stronger. You might be lost, or you feel that you are lost, but it's a beautiful journey. Be in this exploratory journey, because being in exploration mode makes a lot of change. So enjoy the ride, because the end is worth it.
I love that. Okay, now taking the other end of the spectrum, from a time capsule perspective, what would you like your 90-year-old self to thank you for?
I love that question. Because, you know, as a coach, I do this a lot, but I don't reach the 90. I see myself as a very wise, elegant, healthy person sitting in a place I know where it is exactly. And I tell her, when this person like talks to me, she's smiling and she's saying, you did well. Be kind to yourself. Don't be hard. You're doing well. You're doing the best you can.
Great. So you want to thank her.
And let go.
And
let go.
Yes. So you want her to thank you for letting go and being kind to yourself.
Yes. Yes. We're too hard on ourselves. Women are too hard.
That's true.
Oh.
And I keep saying that. And I think it's women and men. I that's the thing that I tell people now. I'm like, life is hard. It's not an option. And you will find a lot of people who stack up against you. Don't be on the other side. Stand up for yourself and be kind to yourself, because it really does make a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so as a speaker, you're on a stage and you are talking to tens of thousands of women, excuse me, about the concept of being empowered to grow. What would be that last message you leave them with?
I think you can. You are capable. The power is within you.
Yeah. That sums it up, isn't it? I think that is the essence of what empowered means.
Exactly. Yes. Because the power is within them, women. It is there.
Yes. Yes. And that's why when I talk about self-empowerment and I talk about empowerment, I'm like, it does not mean that you need to be isolated. It does not mean that you don't depend on anyone or have no one in your life and want to be completely standing on your own. You want to be on your own 2 feet, but you don't have to do it in isolation. Just understand that if it happens at a point in time that you are alone, that you can still stand up on your own 2 feet.
And asking for help requires a lot of courage.
Yes. And confidence and belief and trust. It's all about that. But without having it for yourself first, is difficult. And also, as you were talking about the self-exploration journey and everything, this one of the kind of the side effects of it, which is a beautiful side effect, is clarity. So even if you are asking for support, you need to have the clarity of understanding what are you asking support for. And that the specificity of it then will give you higher yield for that support.
This is absolutely true, because in coaching, start with the client asking the client, what do you want for today?
Exactly.
What do you want to discuss today? You want to discuss today. So it's like, it's so surprisingly, a lot stop. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. And I do that as well when, especially with the breakthrough session, I start like, hi, how are you? How can I support you?
Yes.
Okay. So, I have this or I have that. I'm like, okay, great. Let's process through that. Okay. So Mahi, where can our viewers and listeners find you in virtual space?
Well, I have a Facebook page with MMM coaching. It's triple M.
Yes.
My Instagram is triple M coaching. I have a website. It is mmcoaching.net. Okay. So, and I'm on Clubhouse as well, Coaching, and Twitter, Coaching. So and by the way, the Coaching is this, it is the abbreviation of my name. It's Mahitab Marzouk, making things happen, moving forward, and managing change and actions.
I love that. And I love how you used it all across. Well, this was insightful. And of course, I love our conversations. And I believe a lot of people will get a lot of value out of that. Thank you, Mahitab.
Thank you, Hanan, for hosting me and giving me the opportunity.
Well, making things happen at the end of the day is one of definitely the outcomes that you would want out of your own self-exploration journey. Be kind to yourself. Take your time, give yourself the patience and the space to explore, to test, to learn, and to make things happen. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. I wish you love, abundance, and prosperity always. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananalbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.